Why did you want to make this film?
My daughter was studying computer science in college, and my producer's daughter was at the startup Snapchat when there were only 6 people. So from both of their perspectives, we saw what it was like to be studying computer science as a young woman, where you're one of 2 women in a class of 35, and also to be working in a startup.
At some point, she was frustrated by it, or she didn't think she was good enough.
What happens to a lot of women when they start in college studying computer science is that the men in the room have been gaming, they've been finding cheats and stuff for a long time, so they actually have a pretty good foundation of what coding is. And because there aren't as many video games that are oriented toward girls and toward young women, the women that come into the space don't have that knowledge. They feel like they're behind from the start, and to some extent they really are.
Take me through what we'll see if we go see this documentary.
Well, we tried to cover all different aspects of it, and we really wanted to show women in different roles.
Doing this, what surprised you the most?
I think one of the things that surprised me most was that there were more women in tech in 1984 than there are now. And yet they've basically been written out of history. So there's Ada Lovelace, who was Lord Byron's daughter, and basically wrote the first algorithm. There's Grace Hopper. She termed the term debugged, and she worked on the Harvard Mark I. But nobody really knows these names the way we know Steve Jobs and things like that.
How do we forget these things?
I think that it's easy to write people out of history if the story is just not continued to be told.
When we think about the hacker back in the day, and you have like the big glasses, the nerdy dude, was it Hollywood that sold this? Was it us as the media? What was it?
I think pop culture had a lot to do with it. I think the fault is shared right across the board. I think that it's sort of an evolution of a stereotype. It's crazy to me that a television show like Silicon Valley still doesn't have a woman in a major position there. So I think that we need to start putting women in leadership roles in STEM and put them into films and put them into television shows.
Why does this film resonate now?
Well, it's sort of a Rosie the Riveter moment, right? I mean, what we're realizing is that by the year 2020, according to a White House study, there will be 1.4 million computer science jobs in the US alone, and only 400,000 computer scientists. So that's 1 million unfilled jobs. I mean, if we don't fill those jobs, it's a huge looming economic crisis in the United States.
What do you want your daughter to take away from this film?
I think we should all tell our daughters and encourage our daughters and instill them with an incredible amount of confidence. And I think what all young women need to know is that you really can be anything you put your mind to. If you want to be an astronaut, if you want to be a coder, if you want to be the next president of the United States, go for it. Do it.